If I told you that besides black holes, there is a monster in the universe called a white hole, would you believe it? Even more outrageous is that no one has seen this monster, but all physicists firmly believe it exists. Why? Because black holes only take in and don't let out. So where do the things they absorb go? Scientists say they come out of white holes, but where are the white holes? No one knows. It might be hidden inside the black hole, perhaps in some corner on the other side of the galaxy, or maybe in a strange galaxy we can never reach, quietly spitting out everything swallowed by the black hole. Do you agree? This is not a science fiction movie setting. This is real physics. In 1916, the First World War was raging in Europe and the trenches were filled with smoke. But there was one person, the German physicist Schwarzschild, who didn't care about any of it. He lay in a tent in the military camp with a high fever. The doctor said he wouldn't survive the winter, but he didn't write a will. Instead, he did something crazy. He took out a pencil and started calculating Einstein's newly published general theory of relativity. What is this operation? On the brink of death, with trembling hands, he derived the most mysterious mathematical solution in human history. This solution is the later famous Schwarzschild solution. It tells us that if you compress enough mass into a small enough space, space-time will collapse, forming a bottomless pit. This pit is so deep that not even light can escape, and we call it a black hole. But there's something strange here. This equation has a time parameter that can take positive or negative values. When it takes a positive value, we get a black hole. So what about when it takes a negative value? We get a monster with time running backward called a white hole. Can you imagine that? Time running backward. What does that mean? This means that in a white hole, all matter moves in reverse. A black hole pulls you in, a white hole spits you out. A black hole compresses light, a white hole pushes light away. A black hole is the universe's garbage disposal, while a white hole is the universe's recycling station. But here's the problem. From a mathematical perspective, white holes are completely legitimate. Einstein's equations are time symmetric. You can't have black holes without white holes, just like you can't have the heads of a coin without the tail. However, from a physical perspective, white holes seem to be prohibited by the universe. 70 years have passed, and no one has seen a white hole, not a single one. Why? The reason is despairing. Suppose a white hole really appears somewhere, it starts spewing matter, energy, and light wildly. It should be easier to detect than a black hole, right? But the reality is quite the opposite. Everything a white hole ejects will immediately gather under the influence of gravity, forming a black hole outside the white hole. That's right, a white hole would be enveloped by the things it ejects as soon as it is born, turning into the appearance of a black hole. From the outside, it looks no different from an ordinary black hole. It's like a person constantly spitting out money, but the money is snatched away as soon as it's spat out. So you never see him spitting money, only surrounded by a crowd. It's so cruel. And there's another fatal issue, the second law of thermodynamics. The universe has an iron law called the principle of entropy increase. What does it mean? Chaos only increases, it doesn't decrease. For example, it's easy to break a cup, but for the pieces to reassemble into a cup by themselves is almost impossible in nature. A black hole swallows ordered matter and compresses it into a mass, which aligns with this rule. But what about a white hole? It spits out chaotic things into ordered matter, which is like reversing time, violating the fundamental code of the universe. So many scientists believe that white holes cannot exist. They are just a mathematical illusion in Einstein's equations. But just when everyone had given up, something astonishing happened. On June 14, 2006, NASA's Swift satellite detected a mysterious gamma-ray burst designated GRB 060614. What is a gamma-ray burst? This is the most violent explosion phenomenon in the universe. The energy released in just a few seconds is enough to exceed the energy released by the entire Milky Way in 100 years. Usually, gamma-ray bursts last only 0.5 seconds to 25 seconds, either from a supernova explosion or a neutron star collision. But this time is different. This time, the gamma-ray burst lasted for a full 102 seconds. Even more bizarre, astronomers found nothing at the explosion site. No supernova remnants, no neutron stars, nothing that could explain the explosion. It was as if someone pressed the detonation button in an empty space and then vanished without a trace. This discovery was published in the journal Nature, and the entire astronomical community fell into silence. 5 years later, a physicist suddenly thought, could this be a white hole? A white hole that appears briefly, ejects energy wildly, and then disappears instantly. If a white hole doesn't exist continuously but flashes by like lightning, then of course we can't catch it. It might only exist for a few seconds, eject energy, and then be swallowed by the black hole it created, or simply dissipate in quantum fluctuations. This explains why we can't find white holes. It's not that it doesn't exist, but that it exists for such a short time, so short that we can only see its remains. But the craziest theory is yet to come. A group of scientists specializing in quantum gravity proposed an outrageous idea, saying that the Big Bang itself might have been the explosion of a super white hole. Did you hear that clearly? The Big Bang might be a white hole. We have always thought that the universe exploded from a starting point, from a point of infinite density and infinitesimal size. the point begins to expand. But the concept of this starting point itself is a failure of physics, an infinity written down when mathematics collapses. It is not an answer at all. What if the Big Bang is not the beginning? What if there was a universe before us that kept collapsing but never truly collapsed into a point, instead rebounding due to quantum effects when reaching maximum density? That rebound was our Big Bang, the biggest white hole event in history. What does this mean? This means that the universe we are in might not have been born from nothingness, but was expelled from another dead universe. Every atom of yours, every bit of energy in your body might come from the black hole of the previous universe. And now every black hole in the universe might be nurturing the next universe. Black holes devour, white holes erupt, the universe lives and dies like a never-ending cycle machine. This sounds like science fiction, but mathematical equations say it's entirely possible. Some scientists have even found traces of a previous universe in the cosmic microwave background radiation. Those strange cold spots, those anomalies that don't match the standard model, might be scars left from the collapse of the previous universe. But now I have to tell you a more terrifying fact. If white holes really exist, their danger far exceeds your imagination. Imagine this scenario: you accidentally fall into a black hole. According to relativity, for an outside observer, you would fall at an increasingly slower speed, eventually freezing at the edge of the black hole, becoming a still image. But for you, time flows normally and you would experience the entire process of falling into the abyss. When you enter the interior of a black hole, the most terrifying thing happens. Space-time begins to warp. The gravity on your head and feet differs. You are stretched, torn apart, crushed into a strand of spaghetti, and your body's molecules start to disintegrate. But just as life is about to end, according to the latest quantum gravity theory, something incredible happens. Under the extreme density of the black hole, quantum effects kick in, space-time rebounds, and you are ejected, you are spewed out from the white hole. But here's a deeply unsettling question. Are you still you when you come out of the white hole? Imagine your friend fell into the black hole in just 1/10 of a second, but when coming out of the white hole, for him, the entire lifespan of the universe, 100 billion years, has passed. Would he still recognize you when he comes out? Or has it already turned into a monster that has witnessed the birth and death of the universe? This is the most terrifying aspect of a white hole. It can indeed resurrect you, but what is resurrected might be something you never want to see. Moreover, there is a more practical issue. The interior of a white hole violates the laws of thermodynamics. A broken cup would restore itself, spilled water would return. So what about your biological body? Your body will be torn into dust by gravity and then reassembled by quantum mechanics. Can your memories, emotions, and personality truly remain intact through such a destructive reassembly? No one knows, because no one has ever come back alive to tell this story. But scientists have not given up on searching for evidence of white holes. The latest research tells us that white holes might be related to dark matter. Dark matter makes up 85% of the total mass of the universe, but we cannot see it or touch it. We can only detect it indirectly through gravitational effects. And some research suggests that white holes may constitute most of dark matter, because white holes neither absorb nor emit light, but they have mass and gravity which completely aligns with the characteristics of dark matter. If this is true, then dark matter is not some mysterious particle, but rather tiny white holes distributed throughout the universe. They might be remnants left after countless black holes rebounded in the early universe. This changes everything. It means the entire universe is shaped by the power of white holes. Every second, white holes influence the movement of galaxies, the expansion of the universe, and the propagation of light. But ultimately, we return to the initial question: do white holes really exist? The answer is we still don't know. It might be hidden in gamma ray bursts. It might be hidden in the origin of the Big Bang. It might be hidden at the end of every black hole's life. Or it might really just be a mathematical game, a phantom that will never appear in reality. But one thing is certain: if white holes really exist, if black holes can really turn into white holes, if the universe is truly in constant cycle, then falling into a black hole is no longer the end, but a new beginning. Perhaps in the distant future, when human technology has developed to a sufficiently high level, we will confirm the existence of white holes, and only then can we truly understand the secrets of the universe. But now, white holes still hide in the shadows of the universe, waiting for humans to unveil them, and each exploration brings us one step closer to the truth.